How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 US dollars.
I lost $25,000.
Things just got even wilder in the Logan Paul versus Coffeezilla drama. And trust, Logan is not doing well right now. This year has been hell for Logan. His whole empire is crashing fast. He's battling lawsuit after lawsuit, one over his Prime bottling contract, another over the caffeine levels in Prime drinks, which is beefing with actual Olympic regulations. And get this, Prime sales are down a shocking 70% and profits down a brutal 90%. That's a full-on collapse for a product he's been bragging about since day one. His golden child is now tanking hard. So naturally, Logan's heated. He's lashing out, not just at the world, but at Coffeezilla and even the people who got burned by his CryptoZoo mess. Yeah, he's flipping the script on the very victims who trusted him. Now here's where it gets even more shady. I was watching this legal commentary channel called Lust, run by a copyright attorney who breaks down lawsuits with real receipts. And this guy dropped a crazy video recently that pulls back the curtain. The real deal? Logan Paul is facing a class action lawsuit over his shady involvement in CryptoZoo, the same scandal that reportedly wiped out people's life savings. But instead of owning up, Logan is going the aggressive route and suing Coffeezilla for calling him out as a scammer. Logan Paul's defense? He's claiming he had no clue what was happening. Said he didn't know people were going to get wiped out financially. Didn't know folks would lose their life savings. But come on. Now that the heat's on, Logan's not just playing innocent, he's playing dirty. In his lawsuit against Coffeezilla, yep, the guy who exposed the CryptoZoo scandal, Logan's strategy looks petty and calculated.
Personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC.
Word on the street, he's trying to bleed Coffeezilla dry by dragging out this legal battle and running up the costs. But Coffeezilla ain't backing down. Check this out.
And it wasn't just the NFTs they bought either. The Zoo token also skyrocketed in value, reaching a $2 billion market.
Coffeezilla just filed a bold motion in court. The motion asked the judge for permission to conduct videotaped Zoom depositions of 3 key witnesses: Duarte Campos de Oliveira, Martin Campos de Oliveira, and 2 others identified as Kira and Cree.
How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I lost $40,000.
I lost around 15,000 US dollars.
I lost $25,000.
These people are victims of the CryptoZoo fallout, the very ones Logan's being accused of scamming. And here's the kicker. These victims live in Portugal and New Zealand, but they've agreed to testify via Zoom. Totally fair, right? But Logan's team is trying to block that, saying if they want to speak, they need to fly all the way in person. Like, seriously? This move feels like a straight-up power play. Logan's not trying to get justice. He's trying to make it as hard and expensive as possible for people to expose what really went down. He's hoping distance and legal fees will shut people up. But Coffeezilla ain't letting that slide. He's asking the court to let the depositions happen remotely under federal code 30B4. Let's really break this down, because this part right here is wild. These people, they already lost everything. Their whole life savings got wiped out thanks to that CryptoZoo mess, and now they're back in the picture. Not to sue or get revenge, but to help Coffeezilla defend himself and get this lawsuit tossed out. They're stepping up, trying to speak their truth and shine a light on what really went down. They're not asking for much, just to share their side on Zoom. That's it. They live in Portugal and New Zealand, far as hell from Texas. There's no logical reason they should have to fly all the way to America just to sit in a chair and talk for hours. None. But Logan Paul, he's trying to force them to come in person, hop on international flights on their own dime, then sit through 8-hour depositions per side. That could mean 16 straight hours of interrogation just for being scammed, and then they'd have to fly all the way home. Like, are you kidding? These aren't rich influencers or public figures. These are regular people who already got hit hard by Logan's failed project.
Personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3.
So why is he trying to make them suffer even more? Why is he fighting so hard to make this as painful and expensive as possible for them? According to the court docs, Logan Paul's actions already drained their bank accounts. And now he's trying to run up their credit cards too, just to keep them from speaking out. And just when you think it couldn't get more twisted, it does. Let's look at what one of the victims actually said in their own words. This is a formal declaration from Duarte Campos Dara, one of the people who lost money in the CryptoZoo scandal. It's an unsworn statement, but legally structured. And this man is not playing around. He starts off by confirming that he's over 18, sound of mind, and fully capable of testifying. He makes it clear, I am a victim of Logan Paul's CryptoZoo scam, and guess what? He's volunteering to testify. He doesn't even need a subpoena. That's how badly he wants the truth out there. But here's where it gets real. He lives in Portugal. That's nearly 5,000 miles from San Antonio, Texas. Just the round-trip ticket alone would cost over $1,200, and the travel time, more than 30 hours round trip. On top of that, he'd have to take off work. And like he said, he simply can't afford it. This man already lost a chunk of his savings from Logan's failed project. Now he's expected to drop even more cash just to sit in a courtroom. All because Logan doesn't want him testifying from a Zoom call? He straight up says, I cannot afford to purchase a flight to San Antonio, Texas from Portugal and for lodging accommodations to attend an in-person deposition. But he's more than willing to testify over Zoom. He's even ready to verify his identity and show documents during the call. So what's the excuse? There isn't one. There is no valid reason why this man or the others shouldn't be allowed to testify remotely. There's literally no real reason for Logan Paul to block these remote depositions, unless he's trying to protect himself from what these witnesses are about to say. And let's be clear, they're not defending him. Their testimony would most likely incriminate him. So yeah, it's no surprise he doesn't want them speaking at all. And if these folks can't afford the insane travel costs, then who's supposed to cover that? Yup, Coffeezilla. Logan's basically forcing his own critic to pay thousands of dollars just so the victims can tell the truth. That's not legal strategy. That's intimidation through exhaustion. Now, we still don't know how the judge ruled on this motion. It hasn't shown up on PACER, so the decision might still be pending. But just when you think this can't go deeper, it does. Enter Don Holland, the man leading the class action lawsuit against CryptoZoo. Instead of dealing with that case directly, Logan Paul is now dragging Don into a separate defamation lawsuit. He's not suing Don personally, but he wants to depose him and make him hand over a mountain of documents. And if you've never been through discovery, let me tell you, it's brutal. One legal YouTuber explained how just responding to discovery can eat up your entire month. In one case, someone had to take 7,000 screenshots or all emails, all texts, all messages, nonstop for weeks. Now imagine being Don Holland, fighting to get justice for a bunch of scam victims, and suddenly, Logan Paul hits you with a subpoena that could drain your time, money, and energy, just out of spite. And Logan's not subtle either. He straight up filed a motion to enforce and compel Don Holland to comply with his subpoena. Logan Paul's latest legal move, he's now asking the court to force Don Holland, the guy leading the CryptoZoo class action, to hand over documents under Rule 45 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This is a non-party subpoena, meaning Don's not even directly involved in the defamation case, but Logan's still coming for him hard. According to Logan's motion, his team claims the subpoena is narrowly tailored, only asking for documents relevant to what Holland might say if he's ever deposed. But Holland's lawyer wasn't having it. They shut it down completely, objecting to every part of the subpoena and refusing to hand over anything. Not only that, but Logan's team says Holland also ignored their follow-up attempts to meet and confer. Now Logan's trying to spin it like Holland's being difficult. But let's keep it real. This looks more like legal harassment than any actual discovery move. The truth? Logan isn't just trying to win this case. He's trying to set an example, make things so expensive, so exhausting, and so mentally draining that the next person who wants to stand up and say Logan Paul scammed me will think twice. This is all about intimidation through legal overload. He knows most regular people don't have the money or resources to survive a dragged-out court fight. Meanwhile, Logan, he's sitting on millions, using that bankroll to wear people down in court until they tap out. But guess what? This whole legal bullying tactic, it's not working the way Logan Paul planned. Instead of backing down, people are fired up. The victims, Coffeezilla, even outside legal analysts, they're all watching this play out and calling it for what it is, a straight-up abuse of legal muscle. Logan thought he could scare folks into silence, but it's only shining a brighter light on the CryptoZoo mess. Even Don Holland, despite being dragged into something he didn't start, hasn't cracked. From what insiders are saying, he's standing firm, not because it's easy, but because he knows what's at stake. This isn't just about Coffeezilla or YouTube drama. It's about holding someone accountable who used their platform to push a broken project that cost people real money. And people online are finally connecting the dots. They're asking, if Logan Paul was really innocent, why all the extra moves? Why make it so hard for victims to speak? Why flood people with paperwork and subpoenas if you got nothing to hide? It's giving desperate. It's giving damage control. And above all, it's giving guilty energy. Because here's the thing. Nobody's trying to throw dirt on Logan's name just for clout. These are real people with real losses who trusted a name they thought was legit. And now that they're trying to get justice, they're being met with legal games and million-dollar intimidation tactics. And now here comes the part that's got everyone talking. Logan Paul might have just messed with the wrong person. Because while he's out here playing lawsuit ping pong with Coffeezilla, trying to muzzle victims and drag out the process, Coffeezilla's team just hit back with major receipts. We're talking timelines, text messages, behind-the-scenes records, all pointing to how Logan allegedly knew way more than he claimed. From leaked internal chats to exposed contracts, it's starting to look like Logan was deep in the loop on CryptoZoo's shady dealings. One message even shows someone on the team warning him about how unstable the project was, and yet he kept promoting it anyway. That's not ignorance. That's choice. And get this, multiple victims have now stepped forward saying they were directly influenced by Logan's personal endorsements. This wasn't just some random crypto drop. This was his project. He hyped it on his podcast, flexed it on socials, made it sound like the next big thing. People trusted him, and they paid the price. So now the narrative is shifting. No longer is it about, was Logan involved? It's turning into, how much did he know, and how far did he go to cover it up? Meanwhile, Coffeezilla's credibility, it's only getting stronger. The more Logan tries to paint him as a liar, the more evidence surfaces backing up everything Coffeezilla reported. Logan Paul's got near unlimited cash to throw at this, and he's using it to drown regular people in legal hell. Endless depositions, non-stop discovery demands, back-to-back motions. It's a full-blown attack designed to wear folks down until they break. And what does all this tell us? That Logan has zero remorse, not an ounce of empathy. These victims already lost their savings. Now he wants to drag them through even more pain just because they're brave enough to speak up? It's beyond heartless. It's calculated. And it paints a clear picture of someone who refuses to take real accountability. Instead of making things right, he's doubling down with lawyers, PR spin, and courtroom games. Let's be real, this isn't new behavior. Logan's been moving like this for years, flexing money, dodging blame, and acting like he's untouchable. A millionaire man-child who's never been forced to clean up his own mess. So nah, it ain't surprising, but it is disgusting. And if this is the energy he's bringing into court, he better hope the judge doesn't see through all that flash and start asking real questions. If you made it this far, sound off in the comments. Do you think Logan Paul will finally be held accountable? Or is this just another game he'll walk away from? Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want more deep dive.